See Abarera Legos Ram Ori Banish C10 Demonio Dinaja 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 Abarera Legos Ram Ori Banish C Abarera, Legos, Ram, Ori, Banish, C10, Demonio, Dinaja, 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 Abarera Legos Ram Ori Banish C10 Demonio Dinaja 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 Abarera Legos Ram Ori Banish C10 Demonio Dinaja
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Apocrypha, YouTube's #1 occult podcast. Sorry for the late start here. It's just we had to wait for Mystic to sit his ass
My
down.
fault.
So,
White
I,
and green.
yeah, I didn't want to start the show with him driving around in his Tesla. You know, one, I don't want to give away any clues of where he's located, more or less, things like that, because
Love you, but none you biz.
exactly. And
Although I do show it anyway.
and yeah, I mean, so we're just waiting for him to get here and sitting his ass down. His ass is now seated. So, hello, Curse. Hello, Paranormal. Hello, Treat Sap. Welcome. So, kind of talk about the stuff that we got going on here real quick while Mystic kind of settles in. That is asked.
Yeah, I'm settled. I'm good.
Are you good to go?
Yeah, I've been shuffling.
All right. Well, what big decks do you have for us this evening?
Today's big deck.
Deck. Oh, please tell
Today's,
the audience what you call your coffees, or your kavas. What did you say they were in the
no,
car?
I am not repeating that. You know when you say something and you know it's wrong, and then you're like, but you don't know it's wrong because you're naive, and then you're like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, right.
That's how that went.
It did. It went very much like that.
It did, and we're not doing that again. Um. So, yeah, today, we're using this. Hold on.
Today we are using the mute button.
Yeah. Secrets of the Necronomicon.
Oh, rock on. So we got some H. Lovecraft type.
We do. This is by Donald Tyson. It's very Lovecraftian. One of my lesser used, but I like the deck. It's one of those where it's bordered and the borders take up so much of the visual. I'm like, really? It would have been so much better borderless, but
Right.
I felt very Necronomicon-y. These are definitely like Hasbro type cards, right? They're just simple gloss cards. They are not reversible, but oops, there it is. You can see the like you said, the Lovecraftian imagery already.
Yeah.
You got the octopus tentacle.
Hulu kind of thing going.
Yep. So how's it going? So yeah, I figured we'd pull from here and see what's going on. I felt very like pulling out the Necronomicon and using some of my knowledge on hexes and curses to do a few things. So next week in Delaware, I'll be in Delaware for the next couple of months probably, based on what's happening.
Yes, Curse, there is Lovecraftian magic. That is the thing.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to send me a copy of the Necronomicon, I would greatly appreciate it. For some reason, I can't get it where I am.
Really?
Yeah, I can't.
I have a copy somewhere.
I'm dying to get it because like it's been years since I've read it, and I want to read it again. I just can't find it. Like, I can find every aspect of the Satanic Bible, the Satanic Rituals, the Satanic Witch, like all that stuff. The Necronomicon? Nope, nothing.
Nope. That is weird.
It is. This doesn't ship here.
That Catholic people in the no offense to any Catholics in general, but Catholic people are in the mail spot. They won't let it come through.
Exactly. They're like, no.
So
you shall not
this
pass.
week we've got some really, really neat ones that are showing up here. These are really bright. How's it going? You too. Have a good night.
Damn, everybody's just saying hi to you.
Oh, we're regulars, so. Everybody knows he's probably drunk. Ace of Cups, first card. So, well, we're starting off talking.
Yeah, if you're spouting out like that, you need to go see a doctor.
Well, I mean, it's
Dual coagulated.
Look how coagulated it is. It's all like goopy.
Yeah.
And
then you're probably already dead.
Well, thankfully, the Ace of Cups doesn't mean that.
Right.
This is a portent of bringing energy in for the week of the things we know and feel, and we want to engage in and be a part of. So, our Ace of Cups is that raw energy, right? Because we talked about how aces are basically like your intro, your beginnings of these things, but it's also like the complete raw energy of the entire thing, of what it represents, which is water, which is all of the things that are emotional and thoughtful. Also, cups come out of the west and are associated with the west as a direction, which is associated with sun setting, and ancestry and your ancestors and the Summerland, right? So you kind of think of that time of things setting and letting things go that are in your emotional centers or your emotional stuff. So while we have a lot of emotional energy, we need to look at letting some of that go next week and really moving into that, letting things go kind of into that later period and being okay with that. So do some letting go. Like shit's bothering you. I can tell you this week, I have been pissed at everybody at some point. I yelled at my boss. I yelled at everybody. Um, and I'm still employed, so that's good. That's
It's a
what
good
the
thing.
ace does. It's a reminder to let go of the emotions of things sometimes so that you can do what you need to do. This is the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is not a fun card. It's representative of being the one person that's kind of in everything that's getting, what's the word,
Shit on.
against you. They're coming against you. You may even be right, but everybody's against you, and you've really no friends. Nobody's supporting you in a certain endeavor. Maybe related to this ace, when we're trying to let go of some emotional, this whole thing is also surrounding us with this energy of being the one man, the odd man out, the person at the center who has the actual right information, but nobody will listen because they're mad at you and they're trying to take away from you. Six of Wands for me can also represent somebody trying to take responsibility, or what's the word, credit for something that you're doing, especially at work. So if you're working on something and it's a project and somebody's dipping their toes and kind of dragging their feet, but you're putting out a good project, you got to make sure your name's on it so that you get the credit for it. And then our second cups out of the three cards, which lets me know this is all about feelings this time. So work and feelings. We have the Knave of Cups, and the Knave of Cups is this kind of emotional person that's represented in the court or in your life. Could be you, but usually it's a person that's outside of you. In addition to that, is really trying to figure out how they can assist uh, and get to this place of a good feeling of something that's good for you. So there's somebody that's around you right now. It's usually a masculine type energy that is very stable and secure, and they understand their emotions. That's somebody that you want to let in so that you can actually spend some time with them and unwind with them. You can have a little bit of fun. So to me, our reading today, literally going from, we're going in numerical order if you're into numerology. So we have 1, 6, and then 11, basically 12 actually. And when you go through that, like literally beginning, middle, end, you got through this whole system. So this is truly a let it go. Let somebody come in and vent. Say, look, I need to vent. I'm going to tell you all the shit that's happening. We're going to get it out. We're going to go have a drink. We're going to have a good time. Because if you don't let it go, this Ace of Cups can turn into any of the cards in the aces, because it's the embodiment of all of them. Then you're likely to get stuck and have a really bad time the next couple of weeks. So vent it, let your shit out. Don't hold on to emotional shit and move on. That better be a double.
I just heard Rook yell or say something, but no idea what he said.
That's a first. Usually you can't hear.
Yeah, it's a first. I guess
But he
it's
did
just
yell,
like,
it's a quad.
oh, okay. All right, everybody. I'm really happy to be here with you. Honestly, been looking forward today all week. I don't know what the hell we're going to talk about. We never actually go with it.
I could say, like, just looking at what Little Tree Sap is kind of commenting on there, the Knave could be the show for some people.
Could be the what?
The show.
Ah,
The Knave of Cups is the show allowing people to get out what they need to get out. What's everybody doing this week that sucks, and what is something spiritual or occultish that you can do to get out of it? I'll tell you one for me. I have a skin condition, nothing significant at all, but it's just very annoying, and it can make it very difficult to walk.
he's a leper.
And yeah, it is very similar to that, actually.
Oh God.
And it's basically like my skin likes to make fissures on its own sometimes. There's a fly in my ear. Okay, thanks. And so once or twice a year, I get to the point where I can't walk, and it's so painful. And so it started happening again, and I just said, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to do a full healing ritual, the whole 9 yards. and I got my chakra stones out. Yes, I believe in that stuff. I don't care how woo woo people think it is. I got my rainbows out, and I literally did a soak in hot water with Epsom salt. Which, by the way, Epsom salt with chamomile, it's like $4 at Walgreens or CVS. Shit's amazing. You'll go right to sleep afterwards. It's so nice. But I sat in that and I did a ritual where I pictured healing into that area. And one thing it has never done before, it almost like 90% resolved. So very like I literally got out and said, "Oh my God, that actually worked," because I've done that same practice many times and it has not helped. But meaning the physical practice. Now I added the spiritual part in, the healing part. Shit works. Just saying.
It does. It does. I mean, healing magic works. I mean, I fully
Here,
believe that.
sorry.
I fully believe that all magic works. Um, like we said before, like when we had Dairon the last time, which he will be coming back on as a regular at the
Good.
last
I
Friday
like
of every
that.
month. Yeah. It's just the last month was kind of tough because she was moving. Her new place is fucking amazing. It's like got this whole cottage vibe to it, you know. But then again, I mean, it's England, so probably not that hard to find something like. I'm kind of jealous. It's got 2 fireplaces, one in the master and then one downstairs. I'm like, oh.
I want a fireplace so bad, but it just does not make sense down here.
No, no. So,
I want one.
so we're also supposed to have Divination Witch on tonight. I don't have any contact information for her, so I have no way of getting a hold of her. I don't know if she's gonna be popping in the chat later, and then we're gonna be pulling her in, or what the deal is. But I do remember Divination Witch saying last week that she'd be happy to come on this week. Also, we're going to be having on Angela again. Like I remember her first name, like the Satanic Sanctuary or something. Sanctuary Satanica.
Huh.
Channel.
I remember her. I just don't remember which like satanic. I remember that. Like I absolutely remember what she looks like and everything. I just cannot remember because there was two different names. One there was a different
Yeah, her name's
YouTube than it was.
Angela Satanica, and then
Yeah.
the channel name is
Uh, something.
Sanctuary Satanica or something of that nature. So he's agreed to come back on. Just got to shoot her a message and schedule in a time. So hopefully within the next 3 weeks. So yeah, June is going to be a pretty chocked month. One thing I just want to ring out there. I probably should have brought this up last week, but you know it completely slipped my mind. You know, now we're in the middle of June. So happy Pride Month, everybody. But also one thing I want to bring notice to is that nobody is fucking talking about it, which just irritates the shit out of me. It is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and please, like, bring awareness to men's mental health because.
And happy late birthday.
I don't know if you guys realize this, but Mystic is a man.
And I have mental health.
And he has mental health issues. So
accurate.
Exactly. See, Kirsty's like, oh my God, I didn't know that. Because nobody talks about it. June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So men are a part of, for as much as many people want to make men out to be the big bad, it's just the big bad. You know, men are a part of many communities. They are a part of the occult community. They are a part of the LGBT community. You know, they're a part of many of the communities. They are people that there are fathers, sons, brothers, people that we care about, right? You know, and the reason why it's so men's mental health awareness is so important, as of 2021, men make up 50% of the U.S. population, but 80% of suicides.
True.
So, big thing there. I don't want to drag it on, but just be aware, right? Bring out awareness, you know, try to talk to somebody, give them a fucking hug, you know, something. You do you and how you got to do it. But I just wanted to throw that out there and make sure that people were aware. Because I thought I actually did a video on TikTok about it because it kind of irritated me because I did a thing in Bing, like Bing search, because it has like this little AI thing that pops up on the side, and I was like, "What things are celebrated in June?" And it's like June has many different celebrations. It's Pride Month, Juneteenth, and some fucking ocean day that I've never heard of. But it completely skipped over the fact that it was Men's Mental Health Month. Completely. So yeah, that was kind of funny, and it irritated me. So I figured I would just kind of throw that out there. Hello, Temperance Moon. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
It's a good topic though, for sure.
I think it is. I think it is. I mean, understandably, obviously, like, and here's the thing. Like, I feel like some people feel attacked when we bring up Men's Mental Health Month. Like, we feel like we're trying to take away from Pride, and I don't think that I don't think Pride should ever be taken away from. Pride needs to be celebrated. Exactly, but I think both should be. You know, I don't think we need to celebrate the fact that men have mental health issues, but make it like help with the awareness of it, right? You know, celebrate Pride Month, and make sure people are just being taken care of. That's pretty much it. If you see somebody you think needs help, well, help them get help.
Yeah, there was a bunch of streamers that like used to really focus on men's mental health, a couple of them, and they've all disappeared. Like all of them are gone, and it's just like seriously, like I can't find them at all.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean the thing is like I've
They were
seen
really good too.
like I've scrolled through TikTok, obviously like almost every day, and I see a lot of stuff about Pride, and that's great. I love it. It reminds me when I was in college and I was helping my buddy Tim set up the Pride Parade in upstate New York. A lot of good memories with that, and I'm all there for it. I'm a total ally, but it just makes me sad that no one, like maybe 3 videos off of like the last 15 days I've seen where people have actually talked about men's mental health awareness, and it just
I
made
saw
me
something.
sad.
I wonder if that's probably why it was showing up in my feed and stuff too. I'm guessing, but there's a couple of them that have recently like shown back up where, and I don't know what it is, but they get you like nothing else does. Where like a person is walking by somebody that looks like they're ready to jump off a bridge, and they just jump and grab them real fast and pull them over, and they sit and talk. I think it was a cop,
Yep.
and I'm like, oh, that stuff is it's sad. I mean, my dad had significant mental health issues his whole life, and I mean, ultimately, depression is probably what killed him. I watched my dad trigger alert attempt like in front of me and my grandmother. So it's it's all around.
I think it's such a big thing for me because I've attempted suicide a few times in my life. And if it wasn't for the people that I had around me that supported me and took care of me trying times that I was in those attempts, and I probably wouldn't be here today. And so it's an issue that hits home with me, and it's just mental health in general hits home with me, not just men's mental, but mental health in general. And I feel like we're I hate feeling like we're going around in this batarang, right, with certain things, right? Like, I understand why people got upset with All Lives Matter, because we're not talking about all lives. We're talking about Black lives. We're talking about the
Yeah.
issues that people of color are facing in that moment, right? And they need a focal point, right?
Mm-hmm.
They need a spotlight on what's happening to them. Yes, all lives matter, but that's not the point. That's not the conversation, right?
100%.
It is a conversation, but it's a completely different conversation.
We can have both conversations,
Exactly. We can have both conversations, but don't try to
but they're
overlap
not the
one with
same.
exactly. Don't try to overlap one with
Yeah,
the other, right? Because if you try to take
completely
all
agree.
lives matter to wipe out Black lives matter,
Then
it,
no
it, it
lives matter.
exactly. It just it doesn't make sense. It's not part of the conversation, and so it's the same thing that's happening with like June being Men's Mental Health Awareness is like the few people that I've seen do videos on men's mental health. Most of the comments automatically default to, well, women have mental health issues as well. And it's like, yes, that is 100% true, right? And those should not be ignored. But that's not the conversation. You know, we're talking about, you know, men making up 80% of national suicides. That's a
Yeah.
big disparity. Now, I don't think I'm not sitting here saying I want more women to kill themselves. Like, don't we are getting banned for this fucking podcast today. Like,
No.
the algorithm is going to crawl this and be like, nope, banned. You know,
Now that it might do.
you
That
know,
it might do.
but you know, obviously, you know, we're not saying that, right? You know, well, I mean that there is a big cultural fuck up when it comes to men. Like let's just call it what it is. There is a huge cultural fuck up that happened when it. Yes, I'm not saying that there aren't women that are significantly more like significantly stronger than myself, but generally speaking, men are built in a certain way that makes them physically stronger than. And because of that physical strength, people for some reason thought that the emotional strength should reflect the physical strength. And therefore, that because men are generally speaking stronger than women, then strength, the correct way to show and reflect strength, is to not be emotional and deny your emotions and bottle everything up and not talk about what's going on in your head. Right? That was society's fuck up. And because of society's fuck up back in the 50s and things like that, right? That's amazing, Temperance. That's amazing. You know, and so because of that, you know, that societal fuck up, yeah, I mean, it's like breeding violence out of pit bulls. You know, I'm not gonna. Some of this shit becomes genetic. Why do you think alcoholism? There's an aspect of it that's genetic, right? If your father was an alcoholic and you're a male, you have a predisposition to become an alcoholic or to become an addict of something, right? You don't think that all of that emotional damage and trauma is also genetic, that doesn't get passed on in some way, shape, or form? Of course it fucking does, right? And for as bad as it sounds, it needs to be bred out. And the only way that it can be bred out is if the current generation, millennials, Gen Z, stuff like that, you know, learn that it's okay to open up. And it's okay to talk about their shit. That they need to find somebody that they can talk to, whether that's a family member, their spouse, their friend, or a therapist. Because I can tell you right now through experience, being able to open and vent and talk about the things that are going on in my head have prevented me from doing really stupid shit. I don't know if you agree or disagree.
I do. Did you do stupid shit?
Not lying.
There a couple of things. Yeah, a couple of things come to mind, like just with the discussion, and that's, you know, one thing, and kind of going back a little bit further. People in general, well, not people in general, for a very long time in many cultures, uh, men have been the oppressor and the controller. And that also is a part of the process too, right? That kind of throws all this a little bit out of bounds, I would say, to what we're trying to do or what we're trying to figure out. Because, and it's not the same as the gay thing, but when gay people started being accepting, we had to go so far, and still do so far, beyond the middle ground to get back up towards the middle ground, right? Because not everybody's going to talk about it. Not everybody's going to make it a big deal. So when it comes to men starting to kind of work with their emotions and talk about, you know, how they feel about stuff and begin to learn and work through mental health, it's a kind of a double whammy, because uh, we are mansplainers, we are assholes, and we are controllers in a lot of cases, because that's kind of how society has pushed us to be in a lot of places. So at the same time, we're trying, people in general are trying to do better. They're also not recognizing the environment that they're in, and that's a big problem for. I think that's a big problem for people because once we recognize the environment we're in and say, "Look, I know I do this," Rook have had this conversation. I know I do this thing, and it's not good, but I'm aware of it, and I'm trying to figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things that I actually use a lot of lately, especially a lot of magic and meditation and self healing to talk about how to manage those feelings and those behaviors, right? Because it gets really tough.
One thing I want to mention really quick is I think a lot of people get confused in what mansplaining is. So mansplaining isn't simply explaining something. Mansplaining is taking a position of arrogance and overconfidence in a situation where you believe because you are male, you know better or more than the person that you are talking to, and you talk down to them in a condescending manner while you're trying to explain to them your point or position. That is mansplaining. A man simply explaining something to you is not mansplaining.
It's important too, though, also to consider that there is an assumption that, I know assumptions can be bad, but it's an appropriate assumption that women may have, and I can't speak for women. I'm just kind of talking about what I've heard people say and how it's been explained. That as a woman, and please, people chime in, but that somebody, a man, obviously, assumes that because they're a woman, they don't understand this thing. So they go right into the most basic possible thing about it instead of asking, hey, do you know how to do this? Is this something you need help with? You know what I mean? Instead of just saying, oh, here's how you, and I hate this too, even at work, like training and stuff. Here's how you turn on the computer. I know how to fucking turn on the computer, you dick. Let me know if you need any help with that. I'm pretty good at computers, so if you need something, let me know. It's very different.
You know, I've gotten bitched at for asking people, men and women, asking people if they know about it. Like they've taken it offensively. Like,
well, yeah, I don't even ask them if they know
because they know about it. Because they already know about it, they think that like I should already assume that they know about it, and I'm just like, I'm just making sure. Because if you don't, then I'm happy to explain it. But if you do, awesome, forward. Like,
yeah, well, that's just people being stupid, though. But it's really that assumption that, hey, because you're a woman, there's no way you know this. I always think of, I think it was My Cousin Vinny, where they talk about the Buick and the firing order and the courtroom. Like the funniest clip ever in the world. I just can't remember the details because it's been 20 years since I saw it.
I have found, this is just my personal opinion, but I have found in my own personal experience, the people that do that make assumptions about another person's ability or knowledge on something based on some type of, unchangeable aspect of themselves, truly know very little themselves. Like, at least that's what I feel. Like anyone that has tried, like I work in systems, right? I work in IT, and it is, God damn.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry for anyone that was wearing headphones during that.
I don't know where that came from.
But I have had people try to tell me things about computers that I already know, and they've been completely incorrect. But they are so confident in what it is they are saying, it's almost laughable, right? And I feel
that happens a lot.
And I feel like most people that do that, those are the mansplainers. Those are the people that are making assumptions that someone else doesn't know something because of their gender or because of their color or something. Exactly. They're insecure people and they want to feel some semblance of power and control. And so by doing so, when they find an opportunity where they think they might have the upper hand in some way, shape, or form, they jump on it. And in doing so, they only show how truly ignorant that they are in that particular space.
Well, let's be true on that too. We make it very judgmental for people who are ignorant on something. We joke people. I think about this a lot when I'm driving down the road because again I'm in now 11 different states I travel to for work. I'm in a car and I drive around and I'm looking like I don't know where I'm going. And somebody, do you know where you're fucking going? Like, no, I really don't. Like, I don't know where I'm going. So can you please chill the fuck out? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just that example. It's like we have made it a thing that if you don't know something, that you're stupid. And there are just so many things to know, and people who don't know a lot of information
Mm-hmm.
and maybe don't know a lot of stuff in a book has nothing to do with the fact of their ability to do whatever it is they do. And it's frustrating when we judge people for their IQ or what they know out of book or how smart they are, how well they practice. People need to be valued for just who they are normally. And that goes along with men's health and women's health. We set things up so if you're not the smartest, then you're the dumb one. And that's hard on your psyche. Like I know for me, I had a traumatic brain injury and it changed how I think when I was younger. And my memory, I used to remember everything, and now I don't. I can practice things, but I don't have a good memory. And I felt so stupid for such a long time, like I just was no longer a smart person.
It,
And
it,
we judge ourselves that way.
I know exactly how you feel, and I can say that because I got hit in the head with the baseball bat, and after that,
I bet he was mad, wasn't he?
huh?
I said, I bet he was mad, wasn't he?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the thing was, is like I saw a trench coat, I saw an aluminum bat, and then I saw a bright white light.
Going to the light, Carolyn.
I mean, that was pretty much it.
Oh, that's a good movie.
And so yeah, so after that event happened in my life, it became significantly more recall information, like recent.
Yeah.
My long-term
It is
memory
recall,
was fine,
yeah.
but my short-term recall was horrible.
Look, my short-term memory is good. I remember things. I just can't recall them when I need them.
Uh-huh.
It's very interesting, but yeah, that's common. But I still was a straight A student, but it was a lot harder at that point, and I was very hard on myself, especially my teen years. I hated myself because I was gay. That was one thing, trying to prove myself that I wasn't, and then I hated that I wasn't as smart as I used to be. And even as an adult, like I used to feel that way a little bit in my 20s and 30s, but now, thankfully, I don't have those feelings. But the only reason I don't is because I have people around me that support me and provide me a place where I can vent and do things and learn and grow. And a lot of people don't have that. I have been very lucky.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
Unfortunately, curse. Yes, there's a lot of that in the occult. So curse kind of puts something out that irritates the shit out of me. Inside of the occult communities, so I made a public comment that I offered pyrite for a dragon that I personally work for, and some guy replied, "Well, actually, pyrite is quite disrespectful to dragons because I'm a dragon or part of a dragon clan." It's
cringe.
It's horrible that people do that. Like, unfortunately, a lot of people in the occult. It's sad, but they fall into the Hollywood concept or ideas of the occult.
It's not even that. It's just everything. Everything in our lives. Everybody wants to be better than somebody because that's how they judge their worth.
But the thing is,
like,
how hard
it is
to
hey,
understand.
How did that work for you?
How hard is it to understand, though? Like, I don't make assumptions, that I'm better than anybody. Yes, in the Discord server I have my name under the Magus role, but that's more of a joke than it is, because it fits.
But we can be maggots of yourself and of the group and things that you've created. We can excel and be on the top of those things, but that doesn't negate somebody else's top of their thing, right? Like the dragon example. To me, the way to approach that as a human being is, oh, I've never done that before. I used to think that was disrespectful. How did it work out?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
That's easy.
It's just
hard.
It is humbling to a certain aspect. I mean, currently, like Evie, for example, calls me Reverend and calls me Mag, right? Instead of just Adius. Me Reverend Date or Magus Date or something. And right?
That sounds really weird. Say that 10 times fast.
It does.
Magus Adius.
and it's humbling. It's humbling because the fact that any of you would put me in such regard that you would consider me, your Reverend or your Magus, it's humbling. It's very, very humbling because I never set out to be a leader of anything. And even with people that call me that, I'm not better than anyone. So I'll never think that I'm better than anyone. That's where most problems start. Like, I mean, white supremacists are a problem because they think they're better than another group of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Nazis were a huge problem because they thought they were better than an entire group of people. So when you start to think that you're better than other people, that's where a huge problem starts. Just look at history, right? You know, most cult leaders that believe themselves better than society, lots of people died. Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid. I remind myself that, and it's hard and it's sad, but I don't know what I'm trying to say. I just feel bad that people are like that because they're like that for a reason, but you can't not treat them for what they are being. Because there's no room for me for people that are going to act that way. I have not gotten to a place where I can have a good conversation with somebody if they are a bigot. I can't function with you. I'm not a big enough person to have a conversation that's valid because it just won't happen. Because I'll get mad and I'll get emotional and I'll be like, okay, you're just an asshole. Like, just say you're an asshole and move on and go. But I feel like I am a huge expert in myself and tarot. Now, I can tell you, I can read next to probably 15 other people who do tarot, and they can say, you suck, you're the worst tarot reader ever. Okay, that's fine. And I'm comfortable enough now not to judge myself that way. But again, lucky for that.
Right. No, exactly. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just this whole idea of thinking people are better than. I mean,
Yeah.
like anytime I think of any major issue in the world, like politically or personally, individually, it all starts because somebody believes that they are like owed something. From a group of people, that they are better than another group of people.
I have what it takes to do the thing that nobody else will do.
That they're entitled to something that they have no entitlement to. Just this entire concept throughout history, throughout society, since the dawn of society, all major problems have happened because some jackass thought that they were entitled to something somebody else. Right now,
I mean, that's literally what makes the world go round right now.
Like if you go back to like medieval times, generally speaking, women, right? Like one king wanted another king's wife. He thought he was entitled to that wife, so he went to war with that king, killed the king, and stole the wife. Like, really?
And well, that goes along with our conversation because he decided to engage the king to get the thing he wanted because he was owed that property. There's treating people like property. That I still to this day cannot believe. And then this is going. I don't want to get on this road, but I still can't believe that slavery was a thing, and it hasn't even been 100 years.
I mean, it's
like
there are still places.
No sense.
Okay, so for those of you that
don't
know,
get it.
For those of you that don't know, Dubai, if you're super filthy rich, slavery's still legal. You can own people in Dubai.
That just
like, I mean, people think slavery is something of the past. It's not.
Even in here, it makes no sense. Like,
and I love it because Dubai is like one of the richest places in the planet, and everybody talks. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so big. It's so this. It's so that. Yeah, and the slavery.
I don't think I could go. But I just like along all the lines of mental health and really, like I said, men's mental health and everybody's. There are so many things that we do and did that were okay at one point, and I wonder to myself, how can a human ever think that was okay? And like, well, it was this time, and it was no good person can think that that's okay ever. Like, I can't reconcile that sometimes. And it comes to like road rage. I've been in a couple of road rage. I had really bad road rage for a long time. I've had people try to break my windows, spit on my car, chase me down the street. Think we always had fast little cars, little rice rockets. But I mean, people just have to be first, in control, up front, ahead. Can't stand if somebody gets in front of you. Why is that where we are? Because that's what it is. Like when you're driving, like the zipper merge. Like Eric, we talk about this all the time. The zipper merge, right? You're supposed to use. You have two lanes, and the two lanes merge, and the right lane ends. You're supposed to stay in that lane to the end. It's
Yep.
designed that way, so that you don't get over 50 cars early and stop traffic back there. You merge. But no, oh my God, I cannot let this Ford Fiesta get 1 inch in front of me because how dare they be first? It's infuriating example of how human beings are in general. And we used to have to fight for that. We don't have to fight for that anymore.
It's just so
We have other
here's
fights.
so the thing that is confusing for me. Like I think the older I get, I think the reason why when we get older we start to not give a shit about anyone or anything else other than like our immediate circle is because we begin to realize that there are so many problems in the world that it's absolutely impossible to fix it.
Well, I mean, I still give a shit about other people.
I mean, I still
We've had
give a
that.
shit. I mean, but like what I
I know
mean
what
is
you
like
mean,
we
though.
don't fight as hard as we used to.
Yeah,
Like we used
I
to
feel like
rage out for every little
we,
injustice that happened
yeah,
in front of us, and now it's just like,
there's
you know
not a
what?
point. There's no point. Like you're not going to change somebody else,
Exactly.
but you can example, and people can choose whether they want to be a part of that or not.
So unpopular opinion that people are probably gonna fucking hate me for, but whatever, right?
I'll let you
So
know.
so the big thing right now that everybody's bitching and complaining about is Palestine and Israel, right? That's the big thing everybody's talking about.
Oh, I can't speak on that. I don't know enough.
You know what my take on it? I don't give a shit. Palestine and Israel have been fighting for centuries. Centuries. Do I want people to die? Do I want people? No, I don't. I don't want people to be dying. I don't want people to be killing other people. And whoever's in the wrong, wherever they are, like, I mean, I think anyone that kills anyone for stupid reason like land, you don't own it anyway because you're gonna die, right? It's not yours. So to begin with, and so for me, like, I'm just like, it doesn't directly affect me. The Christians give a shit because they're all about Israel and stuff like that, and other people give a shit
Because
about Palestine.
they think they're better.
You know, and each one
It's the
thinks they're
same
better than the other one,
conversation.
and it's like, you know what? I don't care. I don't. I actually got banned from a TikTok live because I said that. Like I typed it in there. I said, I
Yeah,
don't care.
it's like when it's just same, and I'm going to go back to that too. But it's like I watch a ton of motorcycle videos, and a lot of them where motorcyclists do stupid shit and get themselves hurt, and everybody's like, "I have no sympathy for him. He deserved it." I'm like, that you can have sympathy and empathy for someone and still think that they're stupid for what they did, but why is it that you have to just go all the way on the other side and say, you should die. Like you deserved to break both your legs because you made a stupid decision because we're all doing it. But you can still feel that way and have empathy at the same time. So like with I don't know enough about Palestine and Israel. I know a little bit. I think I know what I know, but not enough to have a foot in the game. I do wish and have sympathy for the people that are fighting, but it's not going to stop because we feel a certain way. Not going to change
Exactly.
because we're acting a certain way or doing a certain thing. And a lot of that's like behaviors out here. Like we're out and doing our thing. Somebody cuts you off in the car, let them go. They don't know you. They have nothing against you. They don't know you. They can't do anything. They can flick you off and call you names. They don't know you. If you know you, then let them get in front because it's not worth it. And that really zens out your mind. Sometimes you can't. Like at least me, there are times I can't do that. Like my shot's kicking in if you can't tell. There are sometimes that you can't do that. It's just you get so angry because we're human beings. We should allow emotions to happen. But for the most part, that's what's given me peace as an adult in my 40s. Is you don't know me. It's fine. Get in front of me. Cut me off. I didn't die. I got out of it. It wouldn't have changed anything anyway.
Yeah. No,
So,
it's just like one of those things, and it's not that I don't care that people are dying or people are hurting or
yeah,
people are suffering. Of course, I
there's
care.
empathy there,
Yeah, I have
but
the
just
empathy, but I just
can't do
don't.
anything about it.
I'm not going to choose a fucking side. People are dying on both sides. I don't care about the side. I just want them to stop dying, stop killing each other,
Yeah,
right? Over something so fucking stupid that who owns
never
what
gonna
part of
happen.
what land. Like, I mean, it's
Yeah.
you don't own it. It's not yours,
You don't own me. I'm
right?
not just one of yours.
Like we are borrowing this fucking planet until the day that we're buried back into it. You know, so like, stop fighting over stupid shit like the whole Russia-Ukraine thing. It's the same fucking thing. You
Yeah,
know,
look,
like, oh well, this belongs to us.
Mexico-U.S.
No, it
border.
doesn't.
Dude, I have the same comment about the Mexico-U.S. border. I I get the need for borders and for security, but that doesn't mean that the person on the other side of the wall is an alien or an illegal human or not worthy of being treated like a person. That's where I have problems with that kind of stuff. It's the same thing. All of that's the same on the same line. We can have differences of opinions. We can have different needs. We can
Exactly.
even be exclusionary, but you still deserve to be treated as a human being that has human. Right? We don't own any of this stuff. We never did. It's all fake, and we fucked everything up.
No,
I am
exactly.
buzzing off that shot.
No, I mean, war does suck, but war's never going to stop. There's always going to be war. There's always going to be conflict. So long as there's people, there's going to be conflict. And I mean, that is, a you know animalistic reptilian aspect of ourselves. All animals are territorial, right? A pack of wolves are territorial. Like, all animals protect their territory. Lions protect their territory. Pride of lions are going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So all animals will protect their territory, regardless of whether or not, they actually own that space. They will protect it because they're trying to create a safe space from other predators. And that animalistic instinct falls into, like, the frontal cortex, like where we process thought and ideas. And that's where we start to run in these stupid situations where we start
Yeah,
fighting over shit
but
that was never ours to begin with.
our frontal cortex should be the one to tell us to not be idiots. Like, look, I live in an area of Florida where there is a lot of Spanish people. My neighborhood is all Spanish people for the most part. Um, and the reason, like, it doesn't even register on my radar that I would come out and want to be concerned. Are you an illegal person? Do you not deserve to be worthy of? It's just not my business.
I don't give a fuck.
Not affecting me. Meeting people and saying hi, it's fine. Like, it's been great. Like,
Look, the problem is when we start to lump people into groups, we start to dehumanize
yeah,
them. Like, one of the things that's happening, like, with men's mental health, that's really not helping men's mental health, is the dehumanization of men. Yes, there are men out there that are creeps. There are men out there that are monsters. There are men out there
yeah,
that are
there.
murderers, that are rapists, that are all of these things, right? That are child molesters. Like, there are men out there that are absolutely apprehensible as human beings. But when you start to lump those actions of a few into the entire populace, you dehumanize the human being, and they become an object of hatred to attack. There's no longer any empathy, and that's the whole thing that has happened throughout history. Why do you think that they don't show you pictures of individual families over in Iraq and Afghanistan, bringing water in and cooking food? Because
Yeah, and laughing
and laughing and
and
having a good
smiling.
time, because that humanizes them. That makes you feel something for them. But as long as we can make you think that anyone that
I'm gonna
wears a
have to
towel
mute for
on,
a second.
that
Sorry.
wears, like, a turban on their head, right, is a terrorist, then we've successfully dehumanized who these people are. And that is what's happening. This whole thing about taking sides, this side, that side, it's dehumanization. And as long as we allow that to happen, we are headed down a very dangerous road, all of us. Second chat. So, a lot of misinformation. It's hard to take it is. I mean, so I've realized as I get older that I have feelings about things. I have opinions about things, and my feelings about things are not to be confused with my opinions about things. My feelings about things are like my initial reaction to the information that I'm provided to a particular thing. And those feelings or those initial reactions need to be kind of drawn out, right? They need to kind of be built up, right? They need to be built and constructed with more information. But the one thing that I've learned about misinformation and actual information is when you hear something from one source, vet it by figuring out what their source is. All information that we receive, whether it might be social media, newspaper, news, they have a source. They're receiving their information from someplace. And so the best way for us to vet information is not to rely on snoops or something like that, but to actually go directly to the source that is being quoted and then look at comparative analysis. Like, it's a lot of work. Like, if you want to be truly informed about the things that you're talking about, instead of having an emotional reaction based on a half opinion, which is what most people do, like, it takes time to sit there and rummage through each and every side of everything, right? That's the only problem. And that's why I don't take TikTok feminism seriously, because it's all to me. Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest. I think 90% of the stuff that's on TikTok is what's called rage bait, right? We've got clickbait, we've got thirst bait, and I think a lot of the stuff that people are talking about, like, you know, there you got the vegan people talking about you're a murderer if you're not a vegan. You've got, you know, the feminists saying that all men are evil or whatever. You've got, you know, the anti-women party, you know, doing their thing, or the other ones with abortion up to 9 months or whatever. You know, all of these things are rage bait. You know, like it's designed to piss you off, bring you into the chat, and then make you start chatting. Because the moment that you interact with a video, regardless, so this has been the algorithm on most platforms for the longest time. So, for example, a YouTube video, whether you like it or you dislike it, guess what? You gave it engagement. Likes or dislikes, it doesn't matter. It's still getting engagement. So it gets engagement, more people see it, right? YouTube doesn't start to bury a video because it has a ridiculous amount of dislikes. It pushes it out just the same because people are interacting with it. And if people are interacting with it, that means the advertisements that are on it are being seen, which means the advertisers that are paying YouTube money for their advertisements to be seen are being seen, right? So that is how the algorithm works. And so rage bait, when people understood that, they realized that rage bait, making something specifically just to piss people off, to get them to interact with it, even if it's just all hate comments, is really easy to do because there's a short list of shit that you can make a video about that's going to completely piss people off. So that's that, but then that's my opinion on what I think they're doing. I can't say for certain whether they do or they not actually talking about. Seem concerned, Mystic.
Just if my phone goes off again, I'm probably gonna have to end real quick because bad things are happening. But anyway, and we're not there yet.
Fun. Don't use it because it's just a terrible platform. I mean, TikTok for me is like the new Twitter. Like, I couldn't use Twitter for the longest time because every time I went on Twitter, like, I felt like I was gonna have a fucking aneurysm. And TikTok is starting to turn into that. Right? It's you know, I respect people's opinions. I just don't agree with them. I don't have to agree with you to respect you. You know, you have an opinion, that's fine, go for it. But that's where I'm kind of coming from with this whole Palestine-Israel thing, where I'm saying I don't care. I don't care who you think is in the right or who you think is in the wrong. I'm not going to make a choice. I'm not going to put myself in that position, put myself once again on one side or the other. I just want people to stop dying. End of story. Right? Stop torturing people, stop killing them, stop murdering children. I don't care which side's doing what, just stop.
Yeah, that's the way, that's the truth.
You know, and yeah, I mean, that's kind of like the big thing. Divination, which
And
I'm
it
sorry,
would get better.
we were going to have you on tonight. We're going to have to figure out a time frame to get this working that's good for you, because I know you said you had today off. But we're actually running on the end here at this point show. So we're going to have to get figure out a point of communication where we level this out so we can actually get you on. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so I mean, I would have reached out and said something, but I just don't have any contact information. So like, I have no. So I think Mystic had to drop. Mystic, are you still there? Or did you drop out?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so
I don't know what my computer's being or my laptop's being a little funky, but yeah, no, I'm still here. Um
okay.
just
And then we'll
preoccupied.
jump into
Yeah.
that.
But yes,
Mystic was
all
like,
of that goes
"Please."
together. I like all that. It all goes together, right?
So
Yeah.
so last thing, ending comments, I suppose. Completely off subject. As always, if you guys are looking for merch, I'm redoing kind of like the merch line on the site. So threadsforthedead.com, there's new merch on there.
Check it out.
Witchskills.com is live. The courses aren't up yet, but the site is up live. There is some specific Witch Skills merch, just like a simple school polo or hat, nothing crazy, maybe a water bottle with the school logo on it. But it's up there for you to read the site, check it out so you know what we're about. Mystic is going to be doing the tarot course.
I have significantly enhanced the original tarot course into a 13-week class.
Yep, so that's going to be sold on there. So if you want like the nitty gritty, like in depth kind of like let's break this shit down, stuff on tarot, Mystic's course is going to be sold on Witch Skills, exclusively on Witch Skills. Okay, and Witch Skills is it's going to have its base curriculum, right? So it's going to function like a university to a certain degree, right? There is currently, until we are certified to be able to provide diplomas, we can provide certifications. So when you finish a course, a year course, you will be provided with a certificate that you completed that course, right? We are in process of getting the correct certifications to, one, get our .edu, and to be considered an actual educational institution. So it's just, we need to be accredited, right? And so once we find somebody willing to accredit the university or credit the academy, then that's when those things are going to be stepping forward. But the website is up, so it's witchskills.com. So go ahead, check it out, read through it, buy a polo or a hat or something, whatever floats your boat. But check it out, see what it's about. Mystic's course, again, is going to be on there. So we're going to get that up there for you guys to be able to dive into his tarot course. You want to give people a rundown of how deep it goes and what they're going to learn?
Yeah, so it's a different style of tarot. I don't do traditional tarot specifically that you can kind of read any book and figure. So I dive really hardcore into the 1500s history of the 1500s, the Visconti tarot and the Buscarella tarot, the all those different types of original tarot, some tarot history, some origin history. Then we talk a bit about symbology, symbols, and numerology and how those can apply. And then it basically is broken up into, I don't remember exactly how I did it off the top of my head, but the Fool's Journey as a way to work through the major arcana, and then the rest of the application basically of numerology and things to the rest of the cards. And we go through, it's 12-week course with a 13th week of tying it together. We talk about spreads, how to make your own spread, how to make a good question, how to turn somebody else's question into something that works. So it's a lot of stuff.
Nice. I'm excited.
Yeah, I've got seven weeks done out of 13. They're all ready. I just need to put in the the narration of stuff and the the scripting of it so that it can technically be recorded at some point.
Okay, it's great. I'm super excited. I'm doing the Satanism course. Black Witch Diary is poetry course. Dragon Dancer
Um,
is doing the herbalism and herbal magic course. So a
I,
lot.
I
Uh,
I really want to do a Green Man course.
then do it. Do it,
I'm
man.
going
Like,
to.
so another thing also that I want to bring up to you guys. We're currently not doing it. We're keeping it super controlled right now. But as things begin to kind of grow, we're going to be accepting other people that want to do their own courses, right? But maybe don't have a platform to shoot them out there or talk about it. But we will allow other people as external elements to witch skills to post their courses once it's vetted by us to go up on witch skills. So you would have a two want to sell, then you would send it to us. We would go through it. We would vet it, and then put it up on the platform. So it is very much Hogwartsy. I'm not gonna lie, but that's the intention. Um, but in a modern and realistic standpoint, it's not Hogwartsy in the sense of fantasy. It's Hogwartsy in the if Hogwarts was a stick thing that was the entire goal of us creating witch skills. Because I personally don't know of any academies, true academies or universities, physically or online. Like there's a lot of courses out there. There's
There's there's a couple really good ones. Um, One that I can think of that's excellent. But it's also to me too kind of far over the top for me.
okay,
Too organized, too much like school.
okay,
But it is good, and if anybody wants to know it, you can message me privately. I'd be more than happy to share it. It's well known. It's just people don't go to it easily, but it's good. I know a lot of people that have gone through 3 to 6 years of it, and it's something.
nice. See, I
But
wasn't aware that there's an academy and all.
it, yeah, it's only one, and it's the other ones that I've seen are kind of psycho-y crazy. They're very weird.
It's just the stuff they teach doesn't seem to be my bag. Well,
Yeah,
so it was a difficult undergoing
is
with it
this like
because
a pick a course? Like, is that what we're doing? Is it like you have to do X amount and you pick two from here, 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 or something like that?
it's kind of like that. Like, I don't want it to be super structured. Like, you have to do this. Like, that was the first thing in my head was I don't want to force people to do something that they don't want to do. Right. So as long as like the way that in my head works, as long as you complete 4 modules out of any of the, like it doesn't have to be the same course, but 4 modules out of any of the courses, you'll still get a certification. But it obviously it's not going to be like if you do like demonology, Satanism, and tarot or whatever, you're not going to get a full-on certification for Satanism or a full-on certification for demonology, right? You'll get a general occult, certification by completing those four aspects. And so there needs to be certain level of overlap. There's materials that we're not selling materials. The materials are free, right? And the reason for that is because there is copyright, and we're going to get in trouble if we sell material, right? So currently we're going to be using material that we have available to us. I have 196 occult books in PDF format. We are going through those and creating material that fits the course curriculum, covering the things that need to be covered. It's not cherry picking information, but it's choosing the best explained information for the particular aspect that needs to be talked about for that aspect of the curriculum.
I know we can talk about it like tomorrow, but one thing I just was thinking about, I am actually in a school, university, that it does this. If you pick 4 out of this grouping, and you pick 4 out of this grouping, and then one thing to certify in, like animal talking, quantum energy and healing, which is what I did, or mediumship. It's very neat how they have it set up that you can kind of like there's 40 courses to pick from. You just have to do 4 and 4, and that's your degree.
Oh,
So it's kind of nice.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about that tomorrow when we have
Yeah.
the team meeting.
I'm hyper.
I can see that. So I'm very excited to get this stuff out to you guys. This is something that I've always wanted to do, like to be completely honest. Also, the house idea. I love the idea of houses. There is a community aspect to um, the academy, so where you guys can kind of talk to each other and help each other with projects and stuff like that. Stuff like that. Excuse me. Um, so if you, the students, want to create houses, right? By all means, go for it. There's going to be alumni as well, right? So like once you've finished and stuff like that, you're more than welcome to come back and visit the community section and be a part of it.
Same part.
So yeah,
I'm Ravenclaw, by the way. Anybody wants to know?
there you go. I have always been Slytherin.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think Brad Hufflepuff.
I don't know many
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuffs.
I don't either. You're not Slytherin. There's no way.
But
Hard
Brad?
work, dedication, loyalty. Patient. You're not patient. You're definitely Hufflepuff. I'm not reading your horoscope for Hufflepuff.
I am a
That's
Slytherin.
not how that
I
works.
actually am.
Yeah,
I'm
we
a
had that would be
Slitherpuff.
fun. The other school that I was talking about, they separated by the 12 houses. Like the Virgo house manages administration,
Oh, really?
the Sagittarius house manages new people and getting new people to come in and stuff. Very neat.
I mean, that's interesting. I think that's
Yeah,
going
I'll tell
too
about-
far. I think that's going maybe
Oh
too
yeah,
far.
oh yeah. And this has
But
been, I mean, they've been doing it for like 20 years, so it's been growing.
so I mean, but this is definitely something that I want to grow, and I would love to have all of you guys be a part of it. So here's another big thing for you guys. So for members of the YouTube channel, right? So we're doing a soft launch in August. That means it's going to be Mystics Tarot course, right? And probably the Demonolatry there. Okay? If you are a member of the channel, you don't have to be a member right now, but like if you're a member before the soft launch happens in August, you'll get the first part of the course for free so you can test it out. Right, so like the first week, the first 2 weeks, you'll get it for free so you can test it out, see how you feel. If you like it, if you decide to go forward, you'll get an additional 25% off of the initial launch price. So the normal price is $1,000. Bringing it down to $800 for launch, you'll get an additional 25% off of that. Now I know that's a big number, right? But there's a lot going into this. There's a lot going.
Yes, I spent literally, I took a day off. The entire day off, all I did was work on that because I'm excited about it. It's the thing I enjoy the most.
So, like I said, the website's up now, witchskills.com. Go to it, read it, check it out, share it, okay? And, drop a comment in the video here. Let me know what you think, or community section, or even in the Discord. Let us know what you guys think about it. What you think would be, what would make it worth it to be a part of this, right? So there you go, guys. All right. As always, thank you very much for being here. Like I said, I'm super excited about today. And I'll see you guys on Sunday, Dayton and Coffee. And yeah, do you go this Sunday or no?
Yes. Hi. What?
You do your show this Sunday?
Oh. Yes.
Okay. So
It's been a rough week, y'all.
two Pondering Pagans here on YouTube. So as soon as Mystic finishes is essentially when I start Dayton and Coffee. Okay, on Sunday. So we'll see you guys then. All right. You all have a wonderful beginning of your weekend, and as always, hail thy fuck. See you in the next one.